following that car that's going at rather slow speeds at this point. A lot of times we see these drivers just making their way quickly through these residential areas, but it looks like this one here going at relatively slow speeds, probably following the speed limit there. We're losing sight of it there.
And similarly, in other situations when we've last followed a pursuit in residential areas,
yeah, we got the chat right in the middle of the fucking screen.
Zooming through, but right now, as we get the location tracker there at the top of your screen, you see the speed again, just picking up, but still sitting in that 25 to 35 mile per hour range. This is South Figueroa Street and West 63rd Place. That's the location we're looking at right now. And so far, this possible DUI driver pursuit as the Southwest Division of LAPD handling the situation. Notice not really going all that fast. Right now, it almost looks like they're making a square right now. As now we zoom in, you see those 4 vehicles from officers in pursuit and following what seems to be a rather straightforward loop around this area of West 65th Street. And Figueroa, Denver Avenue is the other location we're seeing right in front of us right now.
This looks to be possibly along the 110 there, maybe in the Harvard Park area. Could be wrong now that we're switching locations here.
Sorry about the dumbass chat in the middle of the
At this point, Gio, we know this person
it's funny, but it's also
wanted
just like
for
so
a
frustrating.
possible
Like, what the
DUI.
fuck?
You have to imagine that a patrol car, one of these officers, maybe tried
I swear
to
I
stop
did not
this
set it up for it to
vehicle
look
because
like
they were
that.
making
I swear.
some sort of erratic movements. Now just completely blowing through this intersection here.
No
going
face
at
cam,
20 miles per hour, but still not following the rules of the road.
I'm using
but,
my phone.
You do have to assume
What's
some
up,
officer
Dexter?
tried to stop this person because they were making erratic movements.
I'd like to use the face cam, but last time I tried to turn it on, it
right now we're being told we have Dave
broke
Beal
the
on
screen.
Dave, can you hear
So
us
we're
right
not
now?
going to fuck with that today.
Hi, Gio. Yes, I got you.
Oh, great. So can you walk us through what you're seeing right now as we notice right here the LAPD officers right directly behind the closest we've seen so far in this pursuit since we checked in behind this white vehicle. But are you noticing anything from your perspective?
Yeah, I noticed that they were doing kind of a semi-tracking mode. You know, since the driver is driving slow, I think what it was is that, you know, usually when you get up on them, their adrenaline...
Are they going to do a pit move?
...starts pumping and they start going faster. But as you can see now, they have the air unit overhead. They got the units right behind them, or her.
Yeah.
So
Turtle, I think it's going to be in the middle of the screen unless I switch like channels or something. I don't even know how to fucking change it. I have no idea why it's in the middle of the screen.
As far as the area,
it's not great.
What they do is they're giving them a word picture about what's up ahead, even though they're lighting up the suspect. They have
Do you want a prediction? Yeah, let's run the prediction.
And so what they'll do is they'll just keep following them.
Yeah, this is a rather slow going pursuit here, Dave, but are you hearing anything about
I think it's pretty obvious this one won't last 15 minutes,
was first spotted by LAPD?
I don't know.
It was, and I'm not sure what
How
type of
come,
violation
even on
it
my
was.
account,
It was,
wait, now I see the
some
prediction,
type of
there it is.
traffic violation, and then they attempted to pull it over, and I think they slowed down, and then they just decided, well, I'm not going to stop, and just kept going. So
Thanks,
further
Skinless.
than that.
Got it. And you know what? We're seeing this person kind of hover along
They could try
the
spike strips.
62nd Street here, Hoover Street, making what looks like a big square here. And just
the same repeated turns. Now, at this point, we've been on this for about 5 or so minutes, maybe a little longer than that, and it's incredibly repetitive motions, but sticking with that speed. And, of course, Dave, this is situation where in a lot of pursuit cases you see these vehicles sort of speeding away at 40, 50 plus miles per hour, and that's where the danger really heightens, especially in areas like this. It's not the freeway, there's traffic, there's people we've already seen walking on sidewalks, walking along the side of the road. So overall it almost seems like a very manageable, for lack of a better word, pursuit in this case.
This Prism Live app has changed to the point where I can't just grab
suspect and
that
being well within reason and
that
well
chat
within
box and
range
move it
of who they're
anymore.
looking for.
I used to have it down in the right corner, and
exactly.
kind of
So,
worked
you know,
yesterday
they're
like
setting
that,
up a
kind of.
plan now, especially since the vehicle is going so slow. And the bad thing, though, is, you know, what we find, and I'm sure you've both seen it before, as well as the viewers, the suspects usually like to stick around the area that they're familiar with. And this suspect, from what I've been told from some of my partners, is that they're not leaving this area. You know, they're sticking around this area.
They probably were headed,
No, go ahead.
They were probably headed to some area that they knew, a location that they knew, a home, and then the police attempted to stop them, so they're sticking to what they know here. But now they're just kind of blowing through some of these intersections, again, at pretty slow speeds. The slow speeds make this rather a perfect
just,
situation for
the
officers to do a pit right, except that this is such a narrow road.
Yeah.
I'll do that next time. I'll just turn it off.
Just per second. Yeah, exactly. It would be a great place to pit, especially on these corners. But you have such
Roy, what's up,
you
Roy?
have people in the area, and I mean,
And Jimmy Opa.
It's 4th of July weekend. It's Saturday night.
And
so you see a lot
Granbino.
of heads out there anyway for two reasons. Number one, they're all doing their fireworks. The other thing too is they're watching TV and they're seeing, and they can hear the helicopter and the sirens and stuff. So what they're doing is they're all coming out, which makes it kind of dangerous.
Can you turn it off now? I can't.
But at least they know what's going on in their neighborhood.
I can't.
Dave, based on your experience, and as we see it right here again,
It looks like they're going to do the spike strips.
They got a spike
Went
strip. He
over
ran over it.
Right over
He
the
hit
spike
it.
strips. That was a pretty easy one, Dave.
Yeah, and I was thinking they're going to try a spike strip before they would try a pit maneuver because of the speeds involved or the lack thereof.
Well, they got him.
But I think that's what they're going to do. If they can just get these tires flattened out, and it takes a while for the air to come out because what happens with the spike strip doesn't.
What kind of car is that?
Because if at high speed they would lose control. So what trying to do to keep everybody's.
Yeah, you are seeing some smoke come from the
yeah,
back tires
and the
there.
deflation of the tires, at least on the front end, a little bit.
Is it Lexus?
But, and then going back to our previous points, Dave, given the fact that the suspect has been going
Is
in
it
this
Infinity?
repeated rectangular square shape all the way around,
I thought
does
it kinda
make
looked
use of
like
the spike strip
Infinity.
a lot easier because officers have been able to tail and notice that pattern of behavior, and now it looks like the car's slowing
Yeah,
down
he's
a little
gonna
bit more,
give
and
up.
there's the suspect.
And
Nope,
two
they're gonna
suspects
run.
getting out, both
This is
wearing
why
hoodies
you're
there.
running.
It looks like they're making a
What do you
run
think's
for
gonna
it
happen
into
here?
these homes. And
They're
as you
running.
see LAPD chopper overhead, they have that spotlight shining right down on them, knowing exactly where they're going. But you see them hopping the fences there, Gio. And some LAPD officers, some of those officers were right
I
on their
didn't see him
tail.
hopping
And
the
this, and the
fences.
fact that we noticed two suspects, one from the passenger seat, one from
Where
the
they
driver's
at?
seat,
I don't see
immediately bailed. The car was still, in fact, drifting off as they jumped out there. You take a closer look here, notice some people on the side of the street, presumably just residents of their homes, but now
Oh shit, still
now
thank
you have
you.
the spotlight shining and someone what looks like to be maybe
Is
in
this still a
backyard
chase? No, it's over.
or something like that. It is a bit of a chaotic situation and scene right now.
Given that
Steeler
it's
fan,
just
thank you so much.
congested, but there you go. You have someone
Subscribe for 6
walking.
months.
Both of the suspects actually look to
Long-time
be wearing
viewer.
hoodies there. So those people look like residents in that area. But that's the thing. The residents in this area,
should have split up,
you want
yeah.
to keep your doors locked. This is happening
Probably.
on 61st Street in South Figueroa. You can see the spotlight trying to find these suspects.
Charles,
but
I
it's
did
a
bring my
rather,
laptop. I do have my
congested
laptop.
area, so it does make it hard. There's a
And we
lot of
could try
places
that,
for
but
these
the thing that
suspects
I
to
think
jump, but
might be
as
a
we did
problem
see, we did
is
see some LAPD
the
officers,
Wi-Fi here in this house isn't
automatically
like
run from their vehicles.
amazing.
It looked like
So
they were
asking
chasing
my
them there, but not
computer-
sure if they continued
I
on.
don't know,
given
man.
that this
It's an
could be a
option.
very
I
dangerous
could maybe
situation for
maybe I'll
officers
do
as well.
that,
That's the
but
car right there, the suspect's car that we
I
just
trust the
zoomed out
phone
there.
more
Dave,
than the
what
computer
tends to be the situation
on
here?
Wi-Fi.
Because as Leslie noted, it's very difficult just to get a spotlight on these two people because it's two people. Our vantage point is from the sky. You have multiple homes,
This is
multiple
off of
backyards,
Figueroa.
trees left and right. Essentially,
in
at least from our perspective, a
Los
lot of places
Angeles.
to hide really right now.
Now, the one good thing here is that we had an instant perimeter set up, and that's the one thing. We did see some officers go in foot pursuit of them. I'm not sure if they got him or not, but so far it doesn't look like it. But, you know, the area unit puts out the description of the suspect.
Yeah, it looks like
the
I'm getting,
direction,
like,
description of the suspect, the
20
direction of the
upload
suspect for other units to hear.
megabit per
And
second,
then
like
what they'll
20.
do is they'll grab
Should be
some,
good
units
enough,
like
right?
that one shop number 426, probably grab them.
Maybe I could do
and
this from the
lock
computer.
down that side of the perimeter.
I'm going home
Unit
tomorrow,
on the
so
north and south, and then we could just, it's one square block area. And if need be, then they'll go ahead and get the K9 out here. Meanwhile, they'll ask people to stay in their vehicle. Stay in their residence.
Yeah, you could bet, Dave, that chopper possibly is making commands for people to stay inside, telling them that there is.
Yeah, Charles, you're
two
right, but the thing
suspects
about
possibly
streaming
on the
from a
run in
hotspot
this
is it
area
just
that they're
eats up
currently
so much
looking for. I
data.
know I've heard the helicopter
But the
sometimes
Wi-Fi is
make those
probably good
announcements,
enough.
but
I
You're
could probably
right.
do that.
Police, LAPD officers have these suspects pretty much surrounded on both sides. In the middle, very congested area, made
Man,
a lot of looks like apartments and
you
homes.
think that
a lot
they
of
know where
backyards,
they're
front
at? Like, it's just
yards.
hard for me to believe that they just
We
ran
did
to a
watch
house
as
that,
both
like,
of
they
these
are
suspects
familiar
got out
with.
of that white vehicle.
But
And
maybe,
just
I mean, maybe they've been going
booked
around
it.
this
It
area
looked like
because
some
they
of
live
them
here.
or one of them
Or
at
something
least
like
was
that.
hopping some
But
fences here. But
I think
looks
it's more
at
likely
least
that
for
they just
now,
jumped out and,
police
like,
are using not only that helicopter, but also they're on the ground. You could see some flashlights.
And that
kind of
video,
scouring some areas
that
there.
video you were seeing was from earlier when the suspects initially bailed from that white sedan, that vehicle that was in pursuit by LAPD officers. And right now, you're looking at live footage again from SkyCal as that perimeter was really well established. You could at least visually see it as we zoomed out. Officers right there on Figueroa.
I didn't see them going over
62nd,
fences or
61st
anything.
Street, sort of narrowing
if they
in
did,
and boxing in, for lack of a better word,
light
the two
didn't keep
potential suspects
following
as
them.
they keep searching for them. No
Like,
idea
the
where
cops,
they are at this
the
moment. You see
light,
that
the
spotlight
sun,
moving
the
around, trying
nighttime
to
did
get some
not keep
good,
on
clear
them
look at any of them.
for
You see
long.
fences, you see trees, and you notice a couple people off to the side there as well, trying to perhaps point
Maybe
officers
that's where
in
the
right
party is
direction, or
at. They
least try
stole the
see
car to get
what's
there.
going
Maybe
on.
you're right,
But
Charles.
as noted, right now in
Maybe
these
that was the
scenarios,
destination all
suspects still
along.
out there, don't know where they are. The recommendation for anybody who might be watching at home is to, if you live in that area, lock your doors, lock your windows, stay inside, and just wait for the all clear, because this is still very much an active situation.
Definitely.
And Dave, you have suspects that not only took off from LAPD officers,
CBS
right,
is going to go away from this
led
shortly.
them on a pursuit for several minutes here, and then they jump out
Lady
of the
Stiletto,
vehicle
what's
and
up?
still make a run for it. At this point, officers don't know if these people are armed, but in many of these cases, now that they're running from officers as well, it just shows that you wonder what they're up to. You know, what are they hiding?
Yeah.
What's behind this? What's the motive?
Yeah, it's I'm not sure. I haven't heard that it's a stolen vehicle. They haven't come back to me yet. But yeah, exactly. I mean, you don't know if these people, these two suspects, are carrying any type of weapon, a 9mm shut down the waistband, anything like that. So when they take off, and then they had the hoodies on too. It's a warm night, it's a hot night. So you have that going on. But yeah, hopefully the citizens are all locked up in their residence, because you know, it's like we say now, this perimeter is locked down. You know, they're in there. They're not going to get out. So we'll wait, get the K9 roll in, 1 or 2 K9s will respond.
The Sky Fox should have this, but I don't see them having the Sky Fox stream on the Fox website.
DUI,
So I think we're just going to be here until they leave.
We're not sure, but if you can get rolled in,
Or until the
usually they're
news station
already
gets tired of
rolled,
showing
you know,
this
'cause
anyway.
when they put out a pursuit call, it goes out bureau-wide. When a unit goes in pursuit, first thing they'll do is they'll say, we're in pursuit, requesting a backup and an air unit, and that's just procedure. And they say exactly that, so that way they get backups rolling, they get air units have been notified, and then what the RTO would do is he or she would put out a broadcast in any area in the vicinity, such and such, is in pursuit of a DUI. They are now in pursuit, and then they, you know, that sort of thing. That's how it all starts. Of course, air unit's already on it now, but we got officers securing the area.
Yeah, and some people may be watching this and seeing those officers kind of holding that perimeter line. And that's because the best tactic right now is going to be this helicopter, right?
Yeah, you know, they got the FLIR system. I mean, that's a good thing. The bad thing is, like I said, it's a hot summer night. People are out with fireworks. Everybody's outside anyway. So, but, you know, that can assist in the investigation as far as the air units it goes. And, so they'll start directing officers where there might be, or they'll just say, okay,
What's up, KO?
let's go ahead and stand back and let's just.
Yeah, there's not much to see right now.
And right now, we're still taking a live look from SkyCal as officers have fully
No one's
established that
locked up in the
perimeter
house.
around this block. We'll continue to look for those suspects. We got a quick glimpse of the suspect's car, that white sedan that hopefully we can pop up here at the bottom of the screen.
Stole that
in
car?
just a second. Officers were looking through it there for just
Or was
a
it a
moment.
DUI?
But right now, you just get a sense of what they're doing, playing this sort
That
of
ain't their
active
car.
waiting game, right? And trying to get a location on these suspects, because as we kept playing the video earlier for you alongside the live footage from SkyCal right now, you notice that spotlight zooming around trying to find a placement, an establishment for anything, that car was moving ever so slowly. There's the video there on the right side of your screen on West 62nd and South Hoover Street. You'll see the two suspects after the car makes its stop, not even a full stop. They'll get out and then take off to the left side of your screen, both as previously described in hoodies. Don't know if they have weapons. That is still unclear at this moment. And just tail into these backyards where you see all these trees, these fences.
Yeah, I don't even
know.
know.
No clear sight of them. That was probably about 10 minutes
I thought they said it was a
ago or
DUI,
so.
right?
And right now, just waiting and seeing as to how officers will be able to track them down.
Yeah, and you're looking at this. The perimeter is pretty much set, Dave. But, you know, these suspects aren't getting away. LAPD has them completely surrounded, and they can play this game as well. They will wait this out until they get the proper resources,
okay,
right? You're
Sean,
saying
see
the
you
next
next
step
time.
really is bringing in those
Thank
canines
you.
if needed?
Yeah, I think they will, if they're not already en route. But, yeah, that's the one thing. They don't get a search party together, and they'll start looking around. And they'll work with the air unit and say, air unit, do you have anything in the back, anything going? And remember, the air unit was right overhead, so the one good thing is, you know, when that air unit's overhead and they got that night sun shining down, they're looking, that kind of like forces the suspects to seek cover, and in that way they stay put. Because I've seen it before.
You guys can hear the news guy,
We
right?
were over pursuit, my partner and I, and we had to pull off. And the second we pulled off, they said, air unit, they're up and running again. And that's what happened. So right now, you have the perimeter, you got a black and white like every third house. And then you got the air unit overhead. So yeah, this is locked down. It'll probably take a while. But
I wonder if they jumped in the storm drains, maybe.
Custody. If you find somebody, you can tell, like if there's three people there and you can tell if one of them's the driver, you'll be able to tell.
Yeah. 100%. LAPD has this entire area here
I don't know
at
if you guys are just hearing it through my mic.
Street and Hoover, between 62nd and 61st Street and Hoover, completely surrounded as they continue to look for
Like it should have
two
desktop audio
suspects
type of
that
shit.
jumped out of a car after leading LAPD officers on a pursuit.
This
At this
episode
hour, you can
scuffed.
see the helicopter in the sky. You have officers on the ground. But as police continue their investigation here, Gio, Dave, we are going to let you go.
Like it's not even
We're gonna
actually
move on to
full
other
screen
news, but we are going to
for
continue
some
to
dumb
monitor this.
reason.
Of course, because it's still a very active situation as police continue to search for these pursuit suspects. We'll keep you posted on any further details as they develop, of course, here on KCAL News at 9, and if we need to. On
Okay,
KCAL
that's going
News
to be
at 10
it. They're not going to show us
as well.
anymore.
Bye, guys.
Thanks so
Thanks
much, Dave.
Still ahead, the UK welcoming a new...
Okay. Thanks, everyone. We'll never know what happens to that one. Take it easy. Have a good night. Join the Discord.